Yeah, hello everyone. Good evening. So today we will start with connections in Tableau. So coming to Tableau, there are like two different types of connections, namely live connection and extract connection. So like the default connection when you connect to a data source or like when you connect to Tableau will be live connection. So if you want to change the connection to extract, you should select the extract radio button. So like these are the two different types of connections available in Tableau, like namely live connection and then extract connection. So most of the companies prefer using extract connection, but not live connection. Why? Because so coming to live connection, one second. So coming to live connection, when the live connection is used is like when data is refreshing frequently. So when data refreshes frequently, this type of live connection is used. So what do you mean by refreshing frequently is like if the data keeps refreshing weekly, daily, or weekly, daily like this, then it's called as like refreshing frequently. So if the data refreshes frequently, then only we go for live connection. So as I told before, most of the companies prefer extract connection rather than live connection. So the major disadvantage of using a live connection is like when we use live connection. So when we use live connection, the files or the work which we do won't be saved automatically. The files or the work we do won't be saved automatically. So we have to go and save it manually. So like if without knowing we close the Tableau or something, then we lose our work. So there is no point of using live connection because if we lose our work, the entire productivity will be lost. So that's the reason most of the companies like they don't prefer live connection. So I will show an example. So like now we are in live connection. So I'm going to sheet level. So I'm doing some basic visualization. So I'm dragging category and I want to show some category wise sales. So I have created some bar chart. So now what type of connection I'm using? I'm using live connection. So I'm trying to close the Tableau. See, now it's asking whether we have to save this or not save this. So accidentally, if you click on don't save, and then if you close the tab, the work won't be saved. So this is like the primary disadvantage of using a live connection. So if you do the same thing in extract connection, see what will happen. So now I'm again going back to the data source level, and then I am like changing the connection from live to extract. So if I change the connection from live to extract, then I'm again see. So automatically, when we change the connection to extract, and when you try to go to the sheet level, so it asks automatically to save the file. So even before you start the work in an extract connection, you will save the file and then only you will start working. So this is like the primary advantage of using a live connection. So because end of the day, working is not enough. So saving the work or like presenting the work to the team lead or the manager is essential. So for this, for these advantages, like the extract connection has been used much by the companies. So like this is the primary difference between like a live connection and an extract connection. So coming to extract connection, what is happening? So it's like saving the file. So for this, there will be like a process. So we'll see that. So in tab, so what happens is like, so like what we have seen is, so when you click on the extract connection, you are asking to save a file. So till to like there will be a process to do that in Tableau. Like there will be a process happening in the back end in Tableau. So what will happen is like in an extract connection, Tableau will connect to the data source. Data source is nothing but the Excel file or the CSV file which you use. So it connects to the data source and then it takes a snapshot. So it takes a snapshot and then it places the snapshot into TDE. TDE is like Tableau Data Engine. So it places the snapshot into Tableau Data Engine. So after placing the screenshot into the Tableau Data Engine, then what happens is like it reads the file and saves it. So it reads the file and saves it. So you have seen the option to save, but this is like what is happening in the backend. So this is also one of the important questions asked in the interview. So like they will ask what will happen in an extract connection and what is the primary advantage of using extract connection over a live connection. Then you can say like in an extract connection, Tableau connects to the data source and then it takes a snapshot and then it places that particular snapshot into Tableau Data Engine and then the work we done will be converted into the format of so the file will be saved in some particular format, right? So that particular format was .tde. So this .tde format was used till 2018 and currently the format used is .hyper file. So you should also know this thing. So what will be the format of the file saved? It's .hyper file. And it will be saved in TWBX document form. So the document form will be .twbx, like PDF, it will be saved in .pdf, Word, like Word will be saved in .doc, like that. So this is like the primary thing about extract connection. So Tableau will connect to a data source, then it takes a snapshot, and then it places that particular snapshot into Tableau Data Engine, and then like it reads the file and saves it in the form of Tableau workbook. So this is the primary thing about extract connection. And these are some things about extract connection and live connection. So this is also very important. So we'll compare some major points about live connection and extract connection. So I won't write some magic over here, like what points we discussed it, that thing I will write. So the first thing we talked is like live connection is the default connection. So why live connection is default connection? Like before we are like automatically when we connect to Tableau, the connection that is on is live connection. So that is the default connection. But coming to extract connection, it's not the default connection because if we choose the extract radio button only, the connection is changing into extract connection. So live connection is the default connection and extract connection is not a default connection. So this is the first point. And the second point will be in live connection, the work is not saved automatically. But here in extract connection, the work will be saved. So that is the second thing. And coming to the next point, so one more important thing is like here, as we talked before, here live connection is used only when data is refreshing frequently. Data is refreshing frequently. Here it's quite opposite to that. So I'm just writing opposite. And the next thing we can write is like, and the storage space. Coming to storage space in a live connection, the storage space will be quite less when compared to extract connection, and here the storage space will be more. So this is like the difference between a live connection and extract connection. So the major point will be like in live connection, work is not saved automatically, and we use that live connection only when data is refreshing frequently. But most of the companies nowadays are using extract connection because like they don't want to lose their work. Then they may ask some questions like, okay, in your current project, what type of connection you are using? Then you can simply say that we are using extract connection. Then if they go ahead and ask you some other questions like, so why are you using extract connection? Then you can compare the advantages and disadvantages between live connection and extract connection. And you can tell them the process of an extract connection, like how it works. So this is much about like live connection and extract connection. So there is some theory part, but just skip that and we will see some basic visualizations today. And tomorrow again, we'll go to the theory part, back to the theory part. Let me go back to Tableau. So like I have just connected to Tableau and I have connected to the data source. So like I did yesterday, I have dragged the orders table here, and then I have got all the required data in the sheet level. So just observe keenly like how I am editing or something. So this is called as the title page. Like here you can see a title called sheet 1. So if you double click on that, you can edit that particular thing. So here you can give the name of the sheet. So here if I want to see some basic visualization of category wise sales. So if you give apply okay, then automatically the name sheet 1 will be changed to category wise sales. So just see, don't confuse. So we are starting with just very basic visualizations. So here we are asked to show category wise sales. So we have category and we want sales. So where is the category? Category is in dimensions. And where is the sales? Sales is in measures. So for creating any basic visualization, we need at least one dimension and one measure. So as I told yesterday, I will be following the standard pattern where I will drag dimensions only into rows and I will drag measures only into columns. You can drag vice versa, but I will follow this technique because we don't want to mess up ourselves by dragging both into the same level. So here we want category wise sales. So as I told, category is the dimension. So I am dragging the dimension into rows. So I'm just clicking on category and just drag and place it into rows. Then what else we need? Category wise sales. So sales is the measure. So just click on sales and then drag it over to columns. So what happened now? Now we got a bar chart. So this bar chart is not clear. Just we have dragged category and we have dragged sales and we have got a random bar chart. So if you go to this, this is called as marks card level. So in marks card level, if you check here, what you are being displayed here, automatic, but the symbol is bar chart. So one more important point is in Tableau, the default chart is bar chart. So if you create any visualization, the default chart will be bar chart. If you want to change it to any other particular chart, then you have to go to this level, which is called as marks card level. And here you see a drop down. So if you click this drop down, so here it's a bar chart. So if you want to change it to line chart, then you can select this line chart. And then if you want to select to this pie chart or something, what else you need, you can change. But the important point is the default chart in Tableau is bar chart. But when we use date columns, like when we use the date dimension, the default chart won't be bar chart. So that thing we'll discuss later. But the default chart in Tableau is bar chart. So here, if we present this directly to the client, if will he understand anything? Just we have dragged and dropped, but we haven't shown how much sales are there for furniture, how much sales are there for office supplies, how much sales are there for technology. But Using these lines, you can predict a number, but you haven't displayed the particular number next to that particular bar chart. So that thing we will do in the marks card level. So before that, the first thing we should do after creating any visualization is sorting, because these bar charts are not sorted. Sorting in the sense they are not in either ascending order or descending order. They are randomly organized. So we should organize them either in a descending order or in an ascending order. So for that, we use the sorting option. So the sorting option is available right here. So this is like the sorting from descending to ascending. And this is sorting from ascending to descending. So whatever you want, you can select. So if you just go and click on this, now the sales are arranged in an order from descending to ascending. So that is done. So now you want to generate a number next to the bar chart. That thing you will do in the marks card level. So this is called as marks card level. So if you want to give a new color, or if you want to give a text label, or if you want to give details, or if you want to increase the size, or if you want to change the type of visualization that you are doing, anything goes in the marks card level. So here in the marks card level, you have an option called label. So if you click on this label, and if you enable this option called show mark labels. So if you enable this option show mark labels, then you will get the text behind this. So there is major difference between this particular visualization and the visualization that is available previously without sorting and giving text. So now if you give this, anyone can understand easily. Like the technology is topping the sales with 836,154, and then office supplies is in the last place with 719,000 sales. So like this is the basic thing we should follow while doing any basic visualization. So note, so first thing we should do is dragging dimensions into rows. Dragging dimensions into rows. The second thing will be dragging. So you should be very good in these basic visualizations, because if you don't understand in the initial level, then it will be very hard to understand once you go to the advanced. So I'm writing down everything and we will forward you right after the class. And then the second thing is dragging measures into columns. And after dragging rows and columns, dragging dimensions and measures into rows and columns, what we have done? We have done the sorting. So after sorting, what we have done? We have applied mark labels. So in the next step, if you want any colors, you will apply them. So these are the basic 5 steps that we follow while creating our basic visualizations. And one more important point, as I told before, is like default chart in Tableau. So default chart in Tableau is bar chart for any visualization. So if you are planning to create any visualization, the default chart that will like appear on your screen will be a bar chart. So that is also one of the important things you should remember. So if you want to add another sheet, you can just click here, this option. So adding new sheet. So sheets will get added, because you can't do other visualization in the same sheet. You have to add a new sheet and then you have to do the next visualization. So let's see another basic visualization. So if we want to see category wise profits. So first observe what is the dimension and what is the measure. So here the category is the dimension and the profit is the measure. So in my first step, I told like dragging dimensions into rows and dragging measures into columns. So I have one dimension and one measure. So I am dragging my dimension category into rows and I am dragging my measure profits into columns. So first step is done. And as I told you, the default chart is bar chart. So we got a bar chart. And here accidentally, like the profits are already in a sorted, like they are already in sorting order from ascending to descending. So no need to change. So if you want to change from descending to ascending, you can use the sorting option and then you can change. And then you have to apply text label. So just click on the text label and then enable the show marks labels. Then you can see the quantity. So if you want to apply a color which is apart from this blue color to the bar chart, you can use this color option. So if you just click on the color option here, then you will have a different set of colors you have to you may apply from. So you can change to any particular color. But like defaultly, like once you enter an organization or anything, the most standard color followed is blue color. So because when you create a dashboard, all the sheets you create should be in the same color. They shouldn't be like something decorated or something like that. So we use the standard format blue. So like this is another basic visualization. So now just go further. So till now we are using one dimension and one measure. So here let's try two dimensions and one measure. So I'm trying category and subcategory, category and subcategory wise sales. So I want to see category and subcategory wise sales. So if you see here, there are three things like category, subcategory, and sales. So here I have two dimensions and one measure. So category and subcategory are the dimensions and sales is the measure. So I will follow the standard procedure like dragging dimensions into rows and dragging measures into columns. So irrespective of the amount, like if there are one dimension, 2, 3, or 4, drag them into rows. So I'm dragging category and subcategory into rows. I drag it category. Now I drag it subcategory into rows. So after dragging category and subcategory, one point in visualization is accomplished. That is dragging dimensions into rows. So our second point will be dragging measures into columns. So what is the measure? Sales. So just drag sales into columns. And now we have a chart or visualization. What is this bar chart? Because the default chart in Tableau is bar chart. So we have got a bar chart. And these bars are in a random way. They are not properly sorted. So our third step will be sorting and then assigning text label to it. So just go and sort it from descending to ascending. So you can do from ascending to descending or descending to ascending as you wish. And then I will go to marks card level and then enable the show marks label option. Show marks label option. So now a basic visualization is being created. So the next thing we will see category and subcategory wise quantity. So anyone from the participants, can you try here doing this? So I will share my screen and I will give you access. So everyone are using laptops. Hello? Hello, am I audible?
Yes, Vamsi, you are audible. Yeah, hello, Vamsi.
Yeah.
You are audible. You are audible, and screen is also visible.
No, but actually I asked someone to do this, but they are not answering. So that's the reason I'm asking, are you audible?
Okay, 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 okay. Yeah, continue, continue.
Yeah, like anyone from this participant list, can you do this? Like that's the same thing, dragging and dropping, what I'm doing from the past three things. Sorry, at least understanding what I'm saying.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So like for this also, like we'll do the same thing. So it will be like quite annoying, but like you should understand the concept. So I am taking many examples and trying in the class itself. So it will be habituated to you. So like here we are having category and subcategory wise quantity. So the same thing, dragging dimensions into rows. Category and subcategory are the dimensions. So I'm dragging them into rows, and then quantity is the measure. So I'm dragging this quantity into columns. And then now the default chart, bar chart. And then here the next 3 and 4 steps we should apply is sorting and then applying a text label. So I'm sorting from descending to ascending, and then like I'm applying a text label from the marks card level. So these are like the basic visualizations. So the next thing. So here they are asking year-wise sales. So year is the dimension and sales is the measure. But the thing here is sales is available directly here in the measures. But can anyone see a dimension called year here? But actually year, date, month, quarter, the things like that won't be available directly in the dimensions. So if they ask you something related to dates, the common dimension we will use is order date. So in the order date only we'll have year wise, month wise, quarter wise, day wise, week wise, etc. So you should remember this thing. So if they ask you something related to dates, the common dimension we will use is order date dimension. So here, as I want to show year-wise sales, I am dragging the order date dimension. So if I drag order date dimension, what you are seeing here, years only. So to 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022. So here the condition of year is accomplished. And now what we want to show year-wise sales. So I am dragging sales into columns. So now, as I told before, the default chart in Tableau is bar chart. But when we use the order date dimension, the default chart will be line chart. So apart from using order date dimension, the default chart in Tableau will be bar chart. But when we use order date dimension, the default chart in Tableau will turn into a line chart. So this is also one of the important points that you should remember. So the default chart in Tableau is bar chart, but when we use order date dimension, in visualization, the default chart will be line chart. So if someone asks you, so what will be the default chart in Tableau, you can say the default chart in Tableau is bar chart. But when we use order date dimension, the default chart will be line chart. So you can make a notes also simultaneously, because I will be like telling the important things also side by side while discussing the original concepts. So this is how we deal with year-wise sales. So what if they ask you quarter-wise sales? Quarter-wise sales, okay. So what I told you, if they ask something related to dates, we should use the order date dimension. But previously they asked year-wise sales, so we used the order date dimension, and then we got the years, and we have done the visualization and completed. But here we are thrown into an issue, like they asked for quarter-wise sales. But here, once you drag the order date dimension into rows, we are being seen year-wise details only. But how to get the quarter-wise sales? No need to worry. Just go to the down arrow, which is present in the order date dimension. So if you click on the down arrow, you can see a number of options available like quarter, month, week, day, etc. So here you want quarter wise. So just click on quarter. Now we will get the details on quarter. See, quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4, like that. You will get the quarter wise things. So the dimension which we need is changed to quarter wise. So now we got quarter wise. So the dimension is accomplished. So now just drag the measure sales. So now we got quarter wise sales, and the default chart is also a line chart because we are using the order date column. So simultaneously, if they ask month wise sales, you can do like this. Simultaneously, if they ask you day wise sales, you can click on this and do. But day wise and week wise will be clumsy because there will be enormous amount of data present. So this is how you deal with order date dimension, and these are like the multiple options which are available for you under an order date dimension. So next, go to the next visualization. Category wise maximum profits. Okay. So don't get confused here. So here they asked category wise maximum profits. So category is the dimension and profits is the measure. But don't search for maximum profits. So maximum profit won't be available in the measures column. Only profits will be available. We have to take the profits and then we have to get the maximum profit. So we have to apply some technique and change the profit into maximum profit. So like coming to profits or sales or anything, we have both the maximum values and minimum values. But here they are being asked for maximum profit. So forget about this. So just consider what is the dimension and what is the measure which is being used. So here category is the dimension and profit is the measure. So just drag the dimension and measure into rows and columns. So category is the dimension. So I am dragging it into rows, and measure is profits. So I am dragging these profits into columns. So now once you automatically drag the profit into columns, what you are seeing, it's sum of profit. But what we want maximum profit. So as we selected quarter from order date or month from order date and the date from order date, the same thing is applicable here in profits. So we want to get maximum profits. So just click on the down arrow here, and then we will have an option called measure. So this is the place where we can change multiple things and apply multiple things. So if you want average, if you want percentile, if you want variance, count extent. So this is like the basic thing. And if you once go to the advanced thing, like if you go into table calculations, and then if you go to level of detail expressions, there we will be using much complex calculations, but these are like very quick calculations. So here we need maximum profits. So just we have to select the maximum. Now the profits are changed into maximum profit. So here it will show only the maximum profits. And then it's already sorted. So it's sorted from ascending to descending. So just go to text label and then apply the marks labels. Then it will show the values. So this is how we deal with maximum, minimum, etc. So let's see category wise. Minimum profit. So this is also same thing. Drag the category into rows, which is dimension. Drag the profit into columns, which is a measure. And then they're asking for minimum profits. So just go here, measure, and select minimum. That is done. So in this only we have multiple things. So if you go to measure, so we will see this. So sum, average, median, count, count distinct. So this percentile, standard deviation, variance, everything we'll deal with table calculations. So sum. So this is like the default option which is used whenever you drag a measure into columns. And then average. So if you want to get the average of the particular measure, so if you have like 10 profits, so if you want to get the average profit, so that is nothing but sum of all profits divided by 10. So that is average. And then median, mode, etc. will deal with table calculations. And then minimum, maximum, I have told you here. So what do you mean by count and count distinct? So count is nothing but it counts all the values, and coming to count distinct, it counts only unique values. So what do you mean by that? I will show you with an example. So if you have some values, okay. So if you have some values like 1, 3, 5, 7, 8, 7. So if you want to get the count of the above values, so what is the count? How many values are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So count of the above values will be 6. But what do you mean by count D? So count D is nothing but count distinct. So it counts only the unique values. It don't take the duplicate values into account. So here, what do you mean by duplicate values? So here the number 7 is repeating twice. So it considers 7 only once. So that is meant by count distinct. So count distinct is nothing but it takes only the unique values into count, disconsidering the other values. So here the count D will be 5 because this 7 is a duplicated value which is being applied in this number sequence twice. So this is like the major difference between count and count D. Yeah, so this is like the basic visualizations and like difference between live and extract connections. So like we are done for today. So if you have any doubts, you can go ahead. Hello, if you have any doubts, you can ask. Otherwise, you will wind up here and then we can connect tomorrow at the same time, 5:30. Yeah, like when I ask, like please respond because I won't be able to understand like whether you guys are listening or not. So that's the issue.
No doubt, sir.
Yeah, okay then. So I will wind up here and then like we'll forward you the notes and tomorrow the same time we will join. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you, sir.